Now this is Mammoth checker plate and it's 3mm thick. The powder coating on it is much more durable than the standard paint on the cheaper version. And you do get a full set of fixings, and they're stainless fixings, they're countersunk, so they're really nice flush finish, and that is a good option. So you're looking at about £100 on this set. Now, one reason why I'm definitely going to be fitting these ones onto our vehicle is because the holes line up with the existing holes that were removed or exposed when I removed the old checker plate. So they line up perfectly, so it makes sense. It's such an easier job for me to mount this on, and it's a perfect fit. So this is the Mammoth checker plate, and then do the wobble test. You can see, you know, that is pretty rigid. You compare that to the 2mm, and you can see there is a big difference. Not to say that this stuff isn't good. It definitely will do the job, and it's going to help protect your wing top. It's going to smarten up the vehicle. It's very inexpensive. You've got yourself a rivet gun, boom, just stick it on and your job is done. But I wanted just to highlight really the differences so you guys have got an informed choice you can make knowing the differences. Now, you will have to invest in some longer screws once you remove these, because the ones you remove won't be long enough to pass through the checker plate and hit the speed clips inside here. You're going to need to get some longer ones of those, but that's not a problem. That's something you can do. Now, hopefully you can see this is the Mammoth, and the way it's shaped is not only on the front where it slopes down, but also on the side. You can see that ridge all the way along, and that just gives it a much tighter, cleaner fit on the vehicle. So once you've got it held in position where you want it with your masking tape, just get a Sharpie pen and actually mark on the panel where you want your holes. Don't sort of risk drilling through the checker plate into the actual wing top itself, because it just creates a load of swarf underneath the checker plate, and then that's sort of going to scratch this. Obviously the metal's got to go somewhere, and if it's not pressed down completely, when you start drilling through your wing top, the swarf is all going to collect underneath, and then it's going to be all crunchy and stuff. So once you've got your position right, mark it with your Sharpie pen, take the panel off, drill it, clean it, paint the holes where you've drilled through just to make sure that everything's not going to suffer the elements, and then you're ready to fit it into place. That is a 5mm bolt on there, so I'd be drilling these out to 6 or 7mm just to give me a little bit of room, which is what the person's done before on these, so we're on the same page there. Now, access to the bolts isn't impossible. It's not actually that bad. It's harder on the side of the vehicle where you've got your air intake for your heater matrix, because you can't pass your hand in there and get access to all the nuts and bolts. So on the other side, where you've just got a blanking plate, it's completely open aperture, so you can get your hand in there and it's really easy. Right, I've got one more top tip for you when you're actually going to be fitting checker plate with nuts and bolts, and that is to create yourself a little cradle. Now, if you can't get really easy access to underneath here, you're going to start losing nuts and bolts. So what I'd recommend is make yourself a little trap on your wrench. So that's a bit Americanized, isn't it? On your spanner. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sit the nut in there so I don't lose it. Once you've got your spanner and your nut in there, get your washer in place and just get another piece of tape and just lay it over the top of the washer. 2 reasons that's good. Doesn't come off, and also the yellow, you can see it in the wing much more easily. So I'm seeing some yellow. That is my washer and my nut. Look at that. Perfect. So we get that in there. I've got the torque set really low on this. There we go. So I'm not going to be doing it too tight. I think that's a good little trick with the masking tape. I just think that is a nice way to make sure you don't lose all your washers. So let's crack on and do some more. Now, you're not going to need that nut and washer trick for all of them, because the majority of them you'll be able to get to. And I should say I am being quite lazy, because you can get access to this by removing the front headlight. Now, I know it's indulgent, but I did splash out on this security screw stainless steel set from Screwfix. It was 30 quid, but they're all stainless. There's loads of different sizes, type of security fittings. There's some countersunk, so it's a really good little bit of kit to have if you've got a Defender. I'll be using all of those, so it's just handy to have. So if I use a countersunk there, look, that looks pretty tidy, so I'm going to do that. Oh, they're going in a treat. Do they need to be that long? Let's try a slightly shorter one. No. So I don't need the massive ones. Use these, but these are going to look a treat. Okay, let's whiz over to the other side. So ever since I fitted the snow cowl previously, I've been really annoyed that the screws weren't long enough. Not going to have that problem now I bought that pack. So let's get 2 in. And then I'm going to put our snow cowl on the top. And you can see the difference because you've actually got more meat. That's how thick the plastic is on this. So you've got to add that to it. And I've got just the screw for the job. Oh, it was just really annoying me that they weren't catching. And they'd gone rusty. These won't. Right, I'm just going to turn the torque down because I don't want to crack this plastic housing. Oh, that is solid now. And I mean, it's not valuable, but that's going to be harder to nick. But look how solid that is now. Brilliant.